Frandsen.
Never in my life associated the word boring with baseball.
We know what's up.
Me? Yeah. Famous? Yeah.
And I'm like giddy over there smiling like, we're about to win this shit.
Did everyone give you crap? Give me a good host story.
I'm not picking it up.
We both love the game.
We talk about it every day.
Can't get enough baseball.
Having some popcorn, you're fooling around your phone.
I'd have to wait in line for 3 hours.
Hang on, because it's about to be a wild ride.
There is nobody I'd rather be talking to on the planet more than Kevin Frandsen. I tried to mix it up. I tried to integrate the word zero. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, nope. You did a good job. Glad
Thanks.
You came, somewhat right. It's all good.
By the way, that's TM. That's trademarked. You can't use it. But it gets a smile 110% of the 100% of the time.
Yeah.
All right. So I wanted to talk to you because you're one of the greatest personalities in the great game of baseball. MLB Network Radio.
Yep.
Nationals broadcast, correct?
Yep.
All right. By the way, congratulations. I feel like they actually might be halfway decent. I don't know. Maybe.
Why? Because of Paul?
Yeah, I know. I mean, Paul.
Way?
Yeah, Red Sox way. No, because I think they got good young players.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a huge part of it. But at the end of the day, it's about the players. We get that whole thing, but you got to start with somewhere in leadership. Wise, and it's a pretty damn good start when you get a guy like him who's 35 years old taking over everything. But he's from the Bay, so we know he's good.
Oh yeah, right. Cal.
But he went to SI. He went to St. Ignatius, which is a rival school of ours in Bellarmine. We're in San Jose, but it's part of the West Catholic League. They've had some good rivalries. One of his brothers married the second baseman that I was going against for all those years, his sister. So it was it's like the smallest world that I've ever been a
circle of life.
It's crazy, yeah.
And then next thing you know, they hire a manager who's like, when you were playing, he was still in grammar school.
Right.
I mean,
right. I mean, it's a part of it, right? I mean, that's it. I think he was high school. I think he was graduating high school.
So he's 33. How old are you?
43.
Okay, let me do the math. That's 10 years difference.
Yeah. Last year was 15, so you go about, 11 years there. Oh, yeah. No, he's in college. Damn. Younger. Dang it.
So give me your take. So ultimately, Kevin, I want to get the vibe check as we head in the winter meetings. Because you cover all of baseball. You expertly talk about it on MLB Network Radio. Thanks for having me on. And you do such a good job.
I don't do bookings.
Anyway, I see you all the time, and I walk by you and I give you a sticker. That's all that matters for me. As long as you accept my stickers, that's all I care about. There it is, right on the laptop. Yeah. There's more where there, Kipper. You're gonna be at the winter meetings, correct?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, you're
the World Series, stick, and that one. How long did it take for you to recover after that? Because that was the most amazing.
Well, here's the bizarre. So after the game, what was your responsibilities after the game? After Game 7,
field stuff
on field.
Yeah.
So, who was the first? This is a good question. Who was the first person you interviewed on the field after that game?
Ooh. I know this one too.
Whoever you answer, mine's going to be better.
It might have been Doc.
Oh, really? Well, maybe it isn't better. That's pretty good. After they get off the podium.
First hug.
The what?
It was my first hug.
Oh, really? All right.
Him and Bates, those were the two first. So
Aaron Bates, yeah. Mine was Tony Robbins.
Yeah, see, am I an idiot for not remembering that guy's enormous?
Well, did you ever see the movie Shallow Hal?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So
I forgot about it.
To set the scene, we're waiting to get on the field. Everyone goes on the field. He walks by. Magic Johnson walks by. We know he's an owner, right? Everyone's around him. But then there's Tony Robbins. I'm like, Tony Robbins. And so I know immediately because the year before it was Rob Lowe. Like Rob Lowe
Right.
He was on the field. Yep. But I'm like, okay, Tony Robbins, I'm going to go up to this guy. And as I'm talking, all I could think of was the scene in Shallow Hal about the hands. Like, I'm talking to him, and I want him to change my life, and I want him to give me all kinds of advice. But at the same time, I'm just getting to the point where I can shake his hand and just remember that scene in Shallow Hal when they're in the elevator and like, oh my goodness, the mitts. And you know what? Didn't disappoint.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Did he enlighten you at all?
I feel like we already know. There was probably some hidden messages in there. but to answer your question about the World Series, so we're on the field and you're running around and you get interviews and all that stuff. And it's almost like, I don't know if you guys hit a time limit, if you're like, okay, we're done. I don't know like how that worked for MLB Network Radio, but if you just say, okay, it's this time, we're done. Because you could stay there for hours. People were there, right? Correct?
Yep.
Okay. So I stayed there. I don't know what it was. I remember walking off the field at 1:30 in the morning.
Okay, so at which 1:30?
Okay, so this is what I want to get to. This is what I want to get to.
Happiest moment of my life. I haven't had this until the World Series.
Right. Maybe we are going to land at this exact same place. I don't know, but I walk up to the press box. I walk to a parking garage where I drove a car. I drive. Now I'm staying up by the airport because I'm flying out of Buffalo the next day.
Smart. Yeah, very smart.
So I did my work, powered through all the work, got like an hour of sleep, whatever. But I remember thinking as I'm sitting in the hotel room doing work, wait a second, it's 1:30 in the morning. But Kevin, it sort of like came and went. I never even factored it in until the next night. Someone said, "Hey, you realize there's like daylight savings?" I'm like, "What?" I had no concept of it.
Well, my concept of it was kind of knowing about it in the back of your head, and then it getting to 2 a.m. on the clocks there at the Rogers Center. And then the next thing you know, like we're talking, I look up and I'm like, God, I'm tripping out right now. I'm like, what? Oh my God. Daylight savings. I just hit it right there in the moment because I was going, why is it 1? Why is it 1:10 now?
But we're going, like, that's the thing. Probably wasn't on your radar at all. Like we're going. We're trying to figure out if the ball can fit underneath the pad and center field and like all that stuff.
Isn't it amazing that World Series had so much involved in it in such a good way, right? Like such a good way that play you almost forget about because Game 7 was loaded with everything.
Yeah, and you're right. And I desperately want to revisit so much of those moments and scientifically. Like I want to do not only, I don't know if DeRosa went out there with the ball and other people did as well, which is amazing. Like they're trying to jam this ball underneath the mat. It doesn't fit. And then things like Pages obviously going in for Edman as a defensive replacement.
Mid at bat.
The what?
Mid at bat, right? And I think I think because they needed a better arm at that time when he needed a better arm in case he had to throw home. Yep.
But then he wipes out Kike for that thing. I want to reenact that because how many times do we see that? Then obviously the play at home where what's
IKF?
No.
Fifth.
Yeah, that play, but who am I? Miguel Rojas.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it, and you can understand this because you were an excellent fielder. Yeah. That play, we focused so much on IKF sliding into home and the lead and everything, but the top spin of that ball, where he's fending it off, and then getting up and throwing just a perfect strike home is incredible to me. Maybe better than the home run. Like, maybe more impressive than the home run.
Yes, I think because of the moment, right? Like what it would have stood for, which is the game-winning, spot. But I'm not surprised that he made it, though.
Really?
No, because you come around people in this game that you watch work, like the Mookie Betts, why, he ended the game with that double play on his own. I thought was very reminiscent of just the work that he puts in, like before everyone's there and they're taking their ground balls, Miguel Rojas and he'd go after Mookie, but how they took them, like game-like on everything. It just didn't surprise me. Made it, and everyone's like, oh, it's a ridiculous play. But I'm like, honestly, it's the way that Miguel Rojas, the way that Mookie Betts go about their business every day. Watching them take ground balls one after the other the same way. I mean, it is game-like. Yes, they go through some motion parts just to get everything down in the beginning part. Him and Chris Woodward would do it. And then you watch as they get going. It is like the last 5-10 minutes of their work, their individual work that they're doing, flying around.
What a great lesson.
It truly is.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it happens all over baseball. You watch guys that are lazy all the time. But the ones that set the tone, especially when you have multiple guys on a team doing it. Like Mookie Betts and Steph Curry, why are they alike? Because they're like in size wise, all of us could relate to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you not only take insane talent, but the work ethic to go behind it, the way that you don't take for granted your skills. That's how they go about everything.
I know.
It's just like you have to follow that. You have to.
It's a great, like you said, it's a great lesson, and there's like a ton of. And I think that's one of the things that goes under the radar with the Dodgers. Honestly, so we looked at that 18-inning game, which at the time I said, well, this is the most incredible game, right?
First nine innings.
Right. But right, I think in hindsight, we're standing on the field after Game 7. I'm like, it wasn't close. Like, it wasn't even close, right? Just wasn't. But the thing that struck me about that 18-inning game was how many unbelievable defensive plays were made to get there, right? That's what stood out in that game to me.
Vladdy slipping, but still nailing a throw across the way, and Clement nailing that tag. It's just like, yeah, over and over. Like, I love the. When John Schneider was basically saying, like, all those that were talking about David and Goliath, he goes, shut the what up.
Yeah.
And it was perfect because it's so true. That Blue Jay team, like, I think for myself, I had them in the World Series the previous 2 years. And,
I've had them in the World Series since 2004.
Right. Well, I mean, that's Tommy Topper on that one. But my thing was, like, this year, obviously, finishing in last place, you're not thinking World Series. I mean, they did have plenty of stuff to get back to the, postseason, right? It wasn't like far-fetched on the whole thing, but to watch that group, man, they were badasses.
I mean, think about the Pages play.
Yep.
Well, Clement has to hit that ball, right?
He smoked that team too.
Right, yeah, it's in the key time, and again, going back to the Kiner Falefa thing and how we're analyzing every little thing. Well, all right, like, I do not begrudge Isaiah Kiner Falefa at all for anything he did. I don't. If we're picking apart leading by a half an inch or an inch or whatever it is, like, okay.
I just felt no anticipation on it. Right? Like, you could be a little bit more aggressive with a guy like Dalton Varsho up there because he's not hitting the ball the other way. That's the only thing. That is literally the only thing I was.
Yeah. And then I think someone had Fabulous drawing the line of where he should lead.
No, like you could talk about the lead all you want. The lead was fine. It was anticipating. That's it. That's anticipating, and it's not a contact play, but there is a sense of slight urgency, right?
Yeah. Well, again, when we're picking that apart, and even with the manager, it's like, okay, what moves would you have made? And the only one that came up was after the game. I'm like, I probably would have, and this wasn't second guess. I was thinking at the time, was Barger at first get doubled up?
Oh, the one at second?
Yeah, at the end of the game, double play.
In game 6. Yeah.
No, game 7.
Oh, yeah.
I probably would have stolen him or had him steal because and I've talked to other managers about this. They're not throwing throw.
Right. Well,
right. And you know that this guy's a pretty good candidate for a double play. But anyway, we could talk about this forever. I will say this. The last thing I'll say about the World Series.
Who even hit the double play ball?
It was Alex Kirk. Right?
That's the part that there was so much that happened in that series. Like Mookie finishing it off. Most of the time I'm going, wait, who even hit it?
He broke his bat.
I know, but like in that moment, I'm going like, there was so much. That's the part that we're still talking about this in such a good way too, because that's the beauty of our sport. But that was the beauty of that series.
Yeah, and I was talking to
decisions made by managers. It was the great play by the players. It was the historic moments by the stars. And then you always end up having a guy that is a surprise that steps up. And I said Miguel Rojas before the game. Did not think he was going to hit a homer. I thought more defensively was how he was going to, change the game because he is that good.
Yeah, you called that.
And man, it wasn't even about like, it's just the sense of like calmness that he brings you, right? Like in a game.
So when he gets up right before he hits a home run, and you obviously had talked about it before the game, had that feeling something good was going to happen for him. Did you feel like that was going to be the moment right there?
No. I didn't. Especially after, like, think about strike one. Strike one was a slider, like, in the other batter's box that he swung at. Like, his ass was back in the third base dugout.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, man, what a call. Way to go, Frandsen. Yeah. Nice call on that one.
But I'll tell you what, though, your instincts were keen. Your instincts are always keen.
Not have the home run. I was not calling homer. It wasn't. It just. There's always in a game 7. It feels like there's always a surprise. Always somebody that steps up. That's not because the stars are going to be the stars. I feel like in the moments. And those are the easy ones to go to. But there's always somebody on the backside of that's always going to end up doing something to help the team win. In such a big way, right? By doing a little thing or doing, in this case, many huge things. And then the fact that, the rib came out of place, that he wasn't even in there in the 11th inning. You're going like, damn, what else happened in this? Like it was crazy.
It's also at at that moment, because I'm trying to think back to how you felt like at that moment.
Right.
And I remember, I think everybody in there was thinking the same thing, which is this is going to end epically. It was like this is going to end like the Trout Ohtani WBC game, right? Like the Blue Jays are going to probably win, but they're going to have to get Shohei Ohtani out for the last out. Like he's on deck. That's what's going to happen. But I don't know how Rojas is going to get out, but it's going to end up with Ohtani here. And I think that so everybody was sort of like they probably went and got their beer for that at bat and came back and said, I'll just get back in time for the Ohtani at bat.
And think about it, the bench clearing that happened, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing.
The call that happened, to Danny Wexelman and Jim Duquette, who were up there. I'm like, there's no way. Like, if I'm the manager in this, there's no way I'm putting Jeff Hoffman in the game.
Yeah.
Right. And that was like, what, the third inning?
Yeah.
That team in that other dugout is going to remember everything that he did going around. Not saying that like he did anything wrong. I get the gamesmanship he was doing.
Yeah.
Understand it. But Justin Robleski, like, come on. That whole situation was blown way out of proportion anyways.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, game 7, I'm going to try and drill you on purpose. Why not? Like,
yeah.
Just got away.
Okay, you mentioned this, and this is another thing. You remember when the bench is cleared in a game 7 of a World Series?
One of the most epic Game 7s in the World Series.
It's not even like on the top 10. Anyway, so you come back to that question you had for me. How long did it take for you to recover? Like, that's the thing, is that we turn our attention to the offseason. And it's kind of like, and I mentioned the Ohtani Trout thing in WBC, how that was a perfect springboard to the season. This should have been the perfect springboard, and it was.
To the offseason?
To the offseason.
Kind of, but you're like also going, man, I could rewatch that whole thing.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful. Like, it was so much beautiful baseball. Like, just think about how awesome the Blue Jays played defensively. Well, so did the damn LA Dodgers.
I know.
And it's just crazy. Like, back and forth. Pick on. I mean, we're bringing up new stuff. I was sicker than a dog for like a week after that.
Really?
Oh, it was awful. But man, like, trying to recover from that, it was a good recovery, because I still think, like, when you're, what are we, 33 days past,
Yeah.
Or 31 days past Game 7, and we're still talking, like, it's so vivid in our.
I know.
Is the point where you're like, yes, like that it hit everything.
When is here's a question. Baseball gets crapped on by other sports. Tell me the last championship where, okay, you might have a Game 7 in an NBA Finals, NHL Finals, Super Bowl, but like you said, 33 days later, where people who are not affiliated with either team are talking about it like we are talking about it.
I think Patriots and Seahawks might have been that, and Niners Chiefs, when Shanahan chose to take the ball in overtime instead of letting the Chiefs have it.
Yeah.
That's about it. But not.
You know what? I don't even think
Marshawn Lynch, right? I mean, it was talked about forever, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
You think about the numbers that they put up in that game, you're going like, damn. But at the same time, it wasn't to this level. Like, we're nitpicking like one thing. It wasn't about multiple, and it's not even talking about bad decision, bad plays, or anything. It's just what we are talking about is just greatness.
But honestly, Kevin, like, I think that, and now I'm thinking about it, I think I've had more sort of fans or people on the periphery of baseball mention, wow, that was awesome, than ever before. Like, and
they would bring up moments, not even just about like, oh, that was great.
Yeah.
And just leave it there. It was like, there's stuff they want to talk about, and you're like, yeah, damn right. That did happen.
Did you feel bad? I was driving away, as I said, driving to Buffalo, and that's where it hit me. The daylight savings time still didn't hit me, but it hit me like I'm driving away from the city of Toronto. I feel terrible for these people, man. I feel terrible.
Yes and no. Because I don't feel awful for fans for putting their passion in there.
Yeah.
That's the part that, like, I don't fault them, because at the other side of it, you're going like, there's so many other teams that wish they could be there in that moment. But that Toronto fan base was just incredible. They were ridiculous. And it's really the first time that I'm going, I actually do feel bad for the fan. Because, like, to me, they were in it. Like, you're in the Rogers Center, like, your ears are ringing for a day and a half.
Can you back me up on something? You were there. I tweeted this. It might have been the most memorable national anthem that I've been in person. I don't know if if the Canadian national anthem, because of everybody singing it. What?
Yeah, it reminded me, like, all the guys would talk about, my buddies that played hockey, for the Sharks for a long time, that they would go like, there's nothing better than just, you go to Chicago and everyone's singing the national anthem. You go to Toronto, everyone's doing the same thing, but like to that's what, 20,000.
Yeah.
At those games, to have almost 50,000 doing it.
Yeah.
Like, it was the whole thing. The whole production was just amazing.
Yeah.
Full way through. even like in LA, I still think that is the best Dodger crowd. Like you're talking about a Giant guy. Like I'm diehard San Francisco Giant fan growing up. Not going to say anything too much about the Dodgers in general, but that fan base in Game 3, when it got back to LA, that feeling was so different. Now, the 18-inning game, I think, took a lot of energy out of that fan base for a while.
Yeah.
Even in a win. It was because that was emotional. Man, it was what, 1:30 when we got out of there on that game?
Yeah.
And do you remember how packed that parking lot was?
Yeah.
People, the exhaustion that people had, like to me, was the part where I'm like, damn, that was worth it.
Well, this is a pro segue. I say, okay, I feel bad for the Toronto people, but then like I think that you ultimately realize you've been afforded all these great moments. Sure, and Daniel Bard said this to me the other day, well, about how like, yeah, you didn't get your name engraved on the championship trophy, but oh my goodness, you had all these other things which, you have celebrated these moments, these life-changing instances and everything else. Yeah, at the time it's tough, but you're moving on. So then Toronto moves on, and then they sign Dylan Cease, right? And I'm almost like, I'm trying to get my head around being a Toronto fan, but I feel like there is that element. It's so powerful to say, hey, you know what? We didn't win, but we're pedal to the metal. We're part of the big boys now.
Well, they were already the big boys.
I know. That's what people miss, right? I mean, because of the payroll and everything.
Right. And when you got a guy like Vladdy, for sure. So it just it really feels like when you see the Dylan Cease signing for them, you saw an organization. Like I think about this, like the Rogers Center was always a good place, right? But with all the renovations that they did, right, it wasn't just about like now the amenities for both home and away are just insane. But for they did so much for the fan base, right? Like as far as just upgrading everything, like we are showing investment in you, and in return they're showing investment into the organization, and everything goes there. And then it's like we're going to return it right back. Like it's been back and forth in such a great way. They're hitting on all cylinders, but like they're playing at the upper echelon again. Like this is not like the first time, right? Like this is where they are every year.
But they won this one.
They won this one. Why?
Because this is the thing that put them over the top, right?
I think so. Well, I think so. I think what Erica Scherzer said, like if you got families now, and the way that she came out afterwards saying like how that organization provided so much for Max and her family, to talk about like raising it up even more, like when you have that, like the peripheral stuff, like it's a big league service, but like it's not even, it's about the people. And they've been like it again, the ownership invested into the Rogers Center, which invests into the players, which invests into the fans. The fans are investing back into the organization, and it's just reciprocated back and forth. And that's how sports are supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
Like it's what you think about with the Dodgers and what they've done. Great. Yeah, they're spending tons of money. Yes, they are. They're making a lot of money, and they're putting it right back into the product of the fan. And then, well, they are overspending. They're overdoing this. Like, shut up. Like, they're not.
Yeah.
Providing a service for the entire for the game of baseball.
Well, and so you're right. And they were, I said this, people should have took notice that they got Shohei Ohtani to go to Dunedin, right? Have you seen that place in Dunedin?
My God. Yes.
It's like Oz.
Yes.
People don't understand this because when I heard it, I'm like, I know that park in Dunedin. That's a crappy park. Like, but it's 5 miles down the road.
Right.
And so they got Shohei Ohtani to go to Dunedin. And that was part of it. There was a reason why he was actually even entertaining that. And nobody really was piecing that together. And then they miss out. And this guy miss out. And that guy, maybe there was a little bit of guys still not wanting to go up to Canada and all of that. But this broke through that. where all of a sudden the things that you're talking about, or Erica Scherzer, and obviously the fan base and the experience and all of it. And this is why a guy like Dylan Cease probably says, hey, man, this is one of the best places to play in baseball. I don't care what country it's in.
100%. But then you also add in the fact that Pete Walker's just such a fantastic pitching coach, right? Mm-hmm. The pitching labs that they have, both home and in spring training, being able to use that and utilize that, I think is a huge part of it. The excitement around building depth of the starting pitching, I think, is so huge. As the Dodgers have shown, the more you have, the better you are, right? Like when it goes to it. I just think that, the whole organization just itself for the Toronto Blue Jays, it shows, this is why you don't burn bridges, right? Like you think about how differently the Vladdy situation could have been. He gave the deadline. They respected it, right? As far as the Blue Jays, they tried, they were doing it. There was not this guy's not taking this. It wasn't back and forth of pettiness ever. Mm-hmm. And guess what? They just stayed on top. And to me, how many times have we seen where it's like just hit the fan and oh, well, he's so disrespectful. This is not right. You know what I mean? Like, and they don't have the mid-season, extension that happens. Mm-hmm. They don't have any of that. Mm-hmm. So it just there's so much that goes on with this Blue Jay ownership group, down to the management, down to the players, coaching staff, all this stuff that they're really in line, and they're in line to provide service for each other, right? Like we know our roles, where we're going to be, how we're going to top that. How do we make ourselves better? Well, we make ourselves better by winning. How do we make ourselves winning players? And then they go, every step. And then fans are the same way. Fans obviously are going to get tired of, finishing, second to, a team in situations like that. But feels like it would be like a long time for the Blue Jay fan to do that, because they're living and dying by every moment, and it's pretty special.
All right, I'm going to rattle off names.
Okay.
And you tell me where you think they're going to go.
Baseball players, celebrities.
Yes.
Athletes.
Tony Robbins. Where's he going to go? All right, Dustin Pedroia. By the way, Pedroia was just on the podcast.
I saw that.
It went viral.
Dude, with the ring, standing on the ring.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed that he didn't bring up it was like, I think Jason Smith. Is that his name? He was like the 3rd overall pick for the Rams. Came out of Baylor. He's a lineman.
Yeah.
And we're at API, and this guy's like what, a 6'6", 6'7" left tackle. And he's going to be a top pick. And this is the same year you're going, oh my God. He starts talking so much trash to him that this guy's trying to, get on Dustin. Dustin's like, let's go to the cage right now and see how athletic you are. Like, ooh, he throws 3 pitches to this guy. Like just normal BP. Dustin does. Guy fouls it off his foot and basically breaks like a big toe. And we're like, oh crap. Like he's out for the combine. Here we go. But it's like, the guy just put it like, Dustin did not care. He's like, I'm going to talk so much shit. It's going to be amazing.
Kevin, like I spent a couple days at that place. That was like the laboratory of shit talking.
Oh, that's where it starts.
It was everything from ricocheting ping pong balls off Brady Quinn's head.
Brady, you look so cute, but how about that ball off your forehead?
I remember him bench pressing, jumping up, ripping off his shirt and running over to the college football lineman. It's just. And
that was the same time that Adrian Peterson and Patrick Willis were teamed up together as like duo, like they're partners.
Really?
Like, what the hell? And Josh Hamilton's with us, and like he'd walk by and everyone's like, God, all the football guys are like, damn, who's that? And we're like, yeah, that's right. That's our guy.
And then Pedroia walks by.
Like that guy? And you're like, yeah.
Well, anyway, I was surprised that he was so quick, because that was a tough question. The question was, give me your best trash talk, and he was like, boom.
Now, it's either that or Leon Washington. Leon Washington, remember the old D tackle?
Oh yeah,
dude, he was working out there, and I think he scared Dustin. That he's the only person I've ever seen like kind of shut like Dustin up. And it was the moment it was like, but Dustin, you stood up to him. That was amazing. That guy was a monster. But he said something. I'm not gonna say it. That's gonna be like, I'm like, I'm gonna walk off right now. I ain't protecting you on this one.
All right. Well, all right. So free agents. Where are they going to end up? We'll just go rattle them off because you're an expert.
Say Devin Williams first.
All right, Devin Williams.
Oh, Mets. Yeah, he went
Mets.
Your instincts are keen. All right, Kyle Tucker.
Kyle Tucker, I want it. Honestly, this is where I want him to go. I think Arizona would be amazing.
All right.
I know it sounds weird, but I feel like because of the Ketel Marte and all the trade talks that they've had, it would be like just a perfect scenario.
Yeah.
So
all right, we'll go with Arizona.
I just like going random on certain.
Yeah, it's good. Bregman.
Yeah, I don't. That's the one that I want to say Boston, but there's no chance it's going to happen again. What if he went to Seattle?
Not bad.
I know, but he's not going to go there.
It could happen.
Yeah. Bregman's the one that I've like kind of put on the back burner on this whole thing because I'm going. I feel like he's going to end up. You watch. He ends up like with the Mets. Like it's going to end up being like what it is.
Can I ask you this? Maybe,
I would love it if it was the Phillies.
Yeah,
because of that lineup. Because I feel like it would give Bryce that opportunity to get over the top. But I don't know if they would ever go that route.
Who would you rather sign? And I know it's not going to be the same contracts. Bregman or Bo Bichette?
Bregman.
Okay. So the next one, Bo Bichette. Where do you think he ends up?
I think he ends up at second base somewhere. There's a little bit of me that finds a way that he ends up being a Cub. But I don't. I'm gonna say Braves.
All right.
Couple scenarios there that you could see.
But he's not going to play shortstop for them. No.
You never know.
No, he's not going to. I'm telling you.
Okay. I know. I'm going. Yeah. I know.
Alonso.
I mean, can you imagine Walt Weiss with a former teammate's son?
That's great. Great story. You're all about the storylines. Now you're in the meeting.
Great.
Alonso.
Pete Alonso. Where did I have him go? I had him in like multiple spots. Texas is one.
All right.
So random. I think you know what? The Giants aren't going to be out of play on this. I do think that they're going to be in it. And then there's another fit on that one. That's not the Mets. It's Boston.
All right.
Boston's number one for me on that.
All right. Here's a tough one. Guy who I think might end up signing a short-term deal because he's not getting the market that he wants. And a sign of that was him going to the GM meetings to make sure everyone understood that he wouldn't be throwing at chest protectors randomly anymore. And that's Framber Valdez.
So I've been saying for 2 years I want him to go to San Francisco. Because I think it would be him and Logan Webb together. Just I feel bad for every worm in front of that home plate. So I'm going to stick there with San Francisco, even though they've said that they're not going to spend. I get the whole thing, but that's all play.
Okay. That's good.
They're New York with the Mets.
Bellinger.
Bellinger. I think he ends up back with the Yankees.
Really?
I do. I think it's a good fit, man.
Is anyone gonna? So I know Cease is going to Toronto, but like I thought that you would had Bichette maybe going to Toronto, Tucker maybe going to Toronto, and I just Bellinger maybe going to Toronto.
I don't always like to go with the same, what everyone else thinks.
I know. Again, like your instincts are keen. Last one, Schwarber.
Oof. I think he ends up back in Philly. I don't think it's the right move because with Trey and with the possibility of signing JT back, and with Harp, you need that DH spot to be able to rest a guy. I get it, I understand it, but I'd also like to see him in Cincinnati because I feel like that is a perfect scenario. They don't have these old guys that they need to rest ever.
You know what they did? The Reds did when he played there, which the Phillies weren't super happy about.
Oh, the first pitch?
The first pitch. Dad throwing the first pitch to the son.
Yeah. Amazing. It's to me, it was the greatest ploy that you could have.
Oh, it was the best thing since Josh Beckett's girlfriend sang the national anthem.
Is that how we're going to end this thing?
Probably. All right. Well, as always, we solved a lot of the world's problems.
Yes, we did. And we reiterated some of the world's problems too with the Dodgers winning it all. And
I thought you were going to say daylight savings time.
amazing time.
Ride.